I'm going to mute everybody now. We'll get going. And let's take our comfortable seat. Again, it is our fifth center of energy at our neck that we're focusing on with this light blue color. And so as you come to take your seat, coming to whatever variation of seat feels the best in your body, just take a moment to shift and move. And I have a little message box popping up, so I'm going to close that. So as you shift and move, we get to start at the very base of the spine to find that tilt of the pelvis, and then move up through your ribs and your chest, and then up through your neck. And if you imagine someone taking their fingertips underneath the base of your skull and giving a little pull up, think of creating that pull here for yourself. Length with your chin drawing slightly in, length through the upper palate. And then as you close your eyes, take a couple full, big, deep breaths and let your breath move the entire length of your spine. And even more so, inhale and watch it move from your crown all the way down to your tail. Exhale, move it from your tail all the way back up to your crown. And as you observe your breath moving in this direction, down on the inhale, up on the exhale. Just notice those places in your body where your breath can help you expand. And maybe you might even notice a little more length from the heart all the way up through the crown. And now if you'd like to, the mudra or the hand posture is hands palms down on your legs. And then your second finger drops down toward the base of your thumb. And then your thumb captures your finger to press it into the base of your thumb. And as you take a couple full breaths now, bringing the awareness to your throat and maybe to that color blue. The affirmation is, I follow and speak my own truth. I follow and speak my own truth. Connect hands together at heart center in prayer position or Anjali Mudra. And as you exhale this time, bow towards your heart. And now softly open your eyes and release your hands down, keeping your chin tucked down. Lift your shoulders up and back, shoulder blades engaging. And then give yourself 5 or 6 shakes of your head no. 5 or 6 nods of your head yes. And then lift up with your gaze tall through your spine, and then shake your head no. Little exaggeration on the ends here with your chin moving as close to your shoulder as is comfortable, always tuning into whether or not it feels okay in your body. And then as your head comes over to the right side, take your left fingertips to your chin and give a little gentle push. Take a full big breath. And then release your fingers, take your chin over to the left side. And again, right fingertips come to your chin and give a little gentle push. Full breath. Inhale, come back into center. Exhale over to the right side again, chin tucks down this time. If it feels good, you can take a hold of the back of your head with your right hand. And then take gratitude with your left arm. Palm is up, elbow hugs in, and you're rotating your arms, so your thumb is moving toward the wall behind you, allowing a little engagement through the left shoulder blade. Take a full breath. And inhale, come back into center. And exhale over to the left side, tuck your chin down. Take a hold of the back of your head with your left hand if you would like. Gratitude with your right arm, elbow hugs in, palm is up, and then find that rotation so your thumb is moving toward the wall behind you. Big deep breath. And then releasing your hand, coming back into center. Now take right ear over to your right shoulder. Take a hold of the side of your head with your right hand, and then we'll do that lean of moving your neck muscles out to the left side. So a little lean to the left. As you take a big breath here, just notice for yourself what expands, what feels tense or what feels open. Inhale to center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Take a hold of the side of your head with your left hand. And then do that lean of your neck out to the right side and take a big breath. Then inhale back into center. Go ahead and switch the cross of your legs, coming to the less comfortable cross for yourself. Shift your sitting bones. And then root hands down at the top of your thighs, right up at your hip creases. Press down and find lots of lift and length through your spine. Shoulder blades engage, and then take hands behind. Make fists at your low back, or if you want to, you can clasp your hands here. But big lift up and open through the shoulders. Elbows are reaching back toward the wall behind you. Lengthen the back of your neck. Take another full big breath right here. And then releasing your hands, take them in front to clasp and pull forward with your arms, taking that opposite direction here, rounding through the upper back, chin tucks in, and then as you move a little side to side, you might find a little deeper stretch through each side of your back. You might find a little turning through your head and your neck. And then inhale, sit tall. And as you take your hands out to your knees, start the slow, thoughtful movement in just 3 cat-cows. Inhale, belly and heart forward. Exhale, press back through your spine. And just notice as you move, the movement starting from the base of your spine, moving all the way up into the crown of your head. In both directions, find the tilt of the pelvis that helps you start that movement. And then inhale, sit tall, take your hands to clasp, and then bring them back behind your head. Open your elbows up wide and plug your shoulder blades in, draw them onto your back. Now press your head back into your hands and begin to lift up with your chest. Long through the back of your neck, take a big deep breath, and as you engage through your ribs, just notice where it is that you might feel stiff or stuck, or where it is you need to stop with this back bend. Take a full, big, deep breath. Inhale back up to center, release your hands down, fingertips to the floor on either side of you, and press down as you lift up through the back of your neck, through the crown of your head. And then take a twist over to the left side, right hand to your shin, your knee, your thigh, wherever it feels good. Press down with your fingertips behind you on the left side and lengthen. As you lengthen, both sides are getting long, back of your neck is getting long. Take an exhale and draw your ribs in to help you take a twist. Let your neck and head move at the same rate as the rest of your twist, so not trying necessarily to turn it to look behind. I find that just about midway across the collarbone is where the neck naturally should be for most people. So take a full big deep breath. Lengthen again. Inhale, come back into center. And exhale, take that twist over to the left, or to the right side rather. Left hand to shin, knee, thigh, wherever it is. Press down, find lots of lift and length. Exhale, ribs in to help you twist. And think of your head and neck turning at the same rate as the rest of your spine. Full big deep breath. The twist happens from your ribs, so maybe allow that exhale to help you twist a tiny bit further. Inhale, come back into center. And now shift forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, we're setting hips to heels for a moment into a child's pose, and not thinking about having to bring your hips all the way down. Instead, find that comfortable place, especially if hips are tight. Maybe they stay a little lifted, especially for this first one. And then let your head and neck release. They can come down to the ground or to a prop. And then if your head is resting on something, then you might even bring a little movement side to side here across your forehead. And now inhale, rise up to hands and knees. Root down through palms and fingertips. Tuck toes. Find that rotation of your upper arm bones so your elbow pits are turning forward, and push, expanding into the upper back. With toes tucked, we're now lifting our hips up and back for down dog. If that's comfortable, you're welcome to stay on hands and knees. And now as you come to this down dog, the tendency is to drop your head down and look back. Instead, think of your neck in line with your spine. So oftentimes that's a little ways behind your hands instead of looking way forward. So take that natural place for your neck, take a full big deep breath, and lift up even more through your sitting bones as you push from your back muscles out through your hands. And now walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Take an inhale and lengthen part way, long spine. Exhale and fold over your legs. And again, for another moment, notice the back of your neck getting long. You can even take your hands to clasp behind the back side of your neck if you would like to, and take a couple of sways here. And if that deep forward fold is not in your practice today, then it might be elbows at your knees or thighs, or hands at your thighs. Just allow a little nod and shake of your head here if that's comfortable, or simply let that clasped hand position give a little traction to your neck. Good. And then planting fingertips on blocks or the floor, step your right foot back into your lunge. Coming into a little bit of a hip stretch here, center with your hips, extend your heart forward, and think of lengthening through your collarbones and not necessarily tilting your head way forward. Chin tucks a little in, lengthen the back of your neck. Deep breath. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge. Wrap your right hip back in space and bend into your front knee. Again, extend with your ribs and collarbones. Lift up with the back of your head so it's in line with your back body. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, step back with your right foot into your lunge. This time, turn and plant your back heel, and we'll open it up to our warrior two. And we're going to take our hands to clasp behind the backside of our head again here. Press your head back in space and open it up with the elbows. Bend into your front knee and open that up. Take a full big breath as you engage the shoulder blades onto your back. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat, tuck your back toes, and step forward. On your next exhale, left foot steps back, turn and plant your back heel, and rise up to your warrior two for the second side, opening the front knee up, lift up through your spine, clasp behind your head again, press back with your head into your hands, shoulder blades engage onto your back as you open your elbows, take a full big breath. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat, tuck your back toes and step forward. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. And now hands to hips, you're keeping knees soft, squeeze your glutes, lift up and open through shoulders and elbows to rise all the way up to stand. So now we're gonna come to the wall, and at the wall, bring your back to the wall so you can stand comfortably with hips back, shoulders back, head back. So head back against the wall, take your fingers to your shoulders and lift your shoulders up and back. Engage the ribs. With your head back, now think of tucking your chin a slight bit in towards your neck, but you're keeping your head back in space. You're not tilting it down. Your head is still back. And think of fingertips at the base of your skull pulling up, okay? So here is where your head is to the back plane of your body. Now go ahead and open it up with your cactus arms and then draw ribs in. Long through the back of your neck. And then go ahead and release your upper body for a moment, your head, your neck, your shoulders. And we're gonna take a little core work and thigh work here. So walk your feet out to approximately 90, yeah, wall sits, yes. So with your wall sits, as you come to 90 degrees with your legs approximately, it's a tough one, so sometimes up a little higher is where you go. You're thinking of taking your shins straight up and down. Push down with toes and heels. Find a tilt of your pelvis so your sitting bones are moving a little bit back toward the wall. And then engage your ribs in, shoulders back, head back. Reach your arms, draw your shoulder blades onto your back. Think of a little space behind your low back. And then a good press of your upper back into the wall. Your head is back, long through the back of your neck. Take one more big breath right here. Engage the low belly and engage the ribs. And then stand all the way up. Give your legs a little shake. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. And this time, because of where our legs are, with the shins stacked straight up and down, it's awfully hard not to use momentum to stand, but we're gonna do our best, okay? So go ahead and bring your back to the wall and then walk your feet out to that approximate stacked place with your shins. If your feet are in a little bit further and your hips are lifted, this is easier. So feel free to take that if you need to, but ribs in, tilt the pelvis so the belly is coming a little forward, and then cinch in. Think of low belly and ribs both hugging in. Reach your arms, shoulders back, head back. Take a big deep breath. Plug in with your shoulder blades. Squeeze the glutes. And then as you try to stand, try not to move too far forward. Oof, hard. Okay, go ahead and relax. Good job. Okay, come on back to your mat. And now as you come to inner hip distance apart and parallel with your feet, lift and spread your toes and root, finding that strong, solid foundation. Hands up to your heart. And as you close your eyes now, take a full breath. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Think of that long back of your neck, head moving to the back plane of your body. Exhale and fold. Plant fingertips, you're stepping right foot back into your lunge, and this time right knee is coming down to the ground. And work your hands to the inside. And first off, we're gonna keep our left leg close to our left arm. And as you can see, I'm using props underneath my hands. You're welcome to do the same if you want to, or hands on the ground, because we're gonna work into our lizard pose. So as you work down toward one elbow, maybe two, you can always stay up higher. You can always just have hands on the ground, as I said, but begin to notice length through your spine. And even more so, think of ribs and collarbones moving forward. Back of your head lifts to the back plane of your body. Push down with your left big toe mound and wrap your left hip back. Take a big full deep breath and recognize for yourself what's there for you in this pose. What's the stretch? What's the intensity? Let your breath be full and deep. And now rise back up to your hands and we'll heel toe the front foot out to the left side, knee and toes off at the same angle. And we're setting right hand down on the floor or a block. Block is always an option. Take your left hand to your knee and start to turn your belly and your heart toward the right, or to the left side rather. Shoulder blades on your back. Take a big deep breath here in this spinal twist, giving a good push with your hand to lift your ribs more and turn more open. And now exhale, both hands come back down to the ground. Heel toe your foot back in. And then this time, settle back onto hands and knees for a moment. And as you come to hands and knees, find that rotation of elbow pits and a push. And then even move through a couple gentle rounds of cat and cow, moving through the spine, thinking that tilt of the pelvis as where the movement starts. Take 2 more full big breaths. And then coming back into center now, step your right foot forward, switching sides. And we're gonna bring hands to the inside. I always end up backing my knee up on my leg behind me to create that distance for the thigh stretch. But really wherever it feels the best in your body. Long through your spine, especially your front, length through the back of your neck. Even as you work down toward 1 elbow, maybe 2, take a full big deep breath. As you keep the back of your neck long, back of your head lifted, push down with your big toe mound on your front foot and wrap your front hip back, your right hip back. Take a deep breath. And now, rise back to your hands, heel toe your front foot out wide to that angle for your knee and toes. And then set your left hand on the ground or the block, right hand to your knee as you turn your belly and heart to the right side for this spinal twist. Shoulder blades on your back, head to the back plane of your body. Take a really big breath. As you push down with your hand on the ground, think of a lift through your ribs to help you turn a little bit more. Exhale, hands come all the way down, settle back to hands and knees. And then this time, as you settle hips back towards your heels, if you'd like to turn this into more of a restorative version of this pose, you can take a pillow or a bolster in between your legs or just underneath your torso to let your head come to rest. And remember at the beginning when we came to our child's pose, you may or may not have done this, but rotating across the forehead, allowing for a little bit more mobility through the neck. And then settling into the center for another 3 full breaths. Okay, and then gently push yourself up to your seat. And then we're going to take 1 more pose. Just kidding, we're running out of time. We're going to come all the way down to sitting bones. And then all the way down onto our backs. So as you come down onto your back, make sure your props are handy. Set your feet on the ground. And as you come to a cactus place with your arms, if that's comfortable, you can always come to a T. Inch your shoulder blades a tiny bit closer together. And then root down with your ribs. And then tilt your sitting bones down. Lengthen the back of your neck. And now we're reaching legs up as if we had a wall there for our legs to be on, but we're doing legs up the air. So as you reach your legs up, rotate your inner thighs toward the wall in front of you, toward the foot of your mat. So much that maybe your heels separate. Take a full big breath. And in particular, notice your breath moving through your neck, through your shoulders, through your torso. And then knees draw in, give them a hug. And then if you'd like to, you can even lift your shoulders up, thinking of drawing your head toward your knees. Maybe your nose touches your knees, maybe it doesn't. Mine never does. Take a full, big, deep breath. And then gently release all the way back. And now take a spinal twist, whatever that looks like for you. It could be windshield wipers, walking feet wide and slowly taking knees side to side. It could be picking knees up and dropping them over to the side for a few breaths. It could be the cross-legged variation of dropping the legs over. You decide what the spinal twist looks like for you. Find what that is. Allowing for this lower part of the spine to have a little bit more work. Maybe allowing a little bit more stretch through the hips. And then as you come back into center now, we're going to start to set ourselves up into Shavasana. If you would like, if you have a blanket, you can roll it up and set it underneath your neck. For that support for the neck here, for that support of your throat chakra, setting it up however your body feels the best. And as you set yourself up, take some soft but full breaths. Begin to take a deeper breath. Add some gentle movements into fingers and toes. Maybe a little movement of your head side to side. And then as you're ready to bend your knees and roll to your side. And slowly, gently press yourself back up to your seat. With hands coming to heart center, eyes closed, take another moment in time to come back to that full breath. Bring the awareness to your neck here and that color blue. I follow and speak my own truth. I follow and speak my own truth. Have a very peaceful and beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.